Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Mechet for a new series. Yes, you're on Mechet, but it's not the same series we were doing. This is start from scratch. Talked about this for a while and eventually I decided, yeah, we're going to give it a go. We've done everything on the other series. We've owned everything on all the farms, productions, more or less, that we wanted to own. And yeah, kind of made loads of money, so I decided to come in and start with very little money. Anyway, let's give you a run through what's going on here. Start now with 180,000 of a loan. Now, out of that, we have bought a plot of land, which is 139. That costs us almost 130,000. We're down by the river. There's nothing on it. It's just wasteland. Could be meadow grass, not really registering as anything, but it's down by the river. It's a start from scratch, so we're going to build up. Effectively what we have was an old farm that building either burnt down or fell down or whatever. It's supposed to be being repaired, but yeah, will that ever happen? We'll wait and see. There's 2 sheds on it. Now, on this series, I'm going to use the Mechet buildings. This one does not have a workshop. It's just a shed. Same as the one we had. No storage, no nothing. We have a lean-to, which is for storage as well. And yeah, that's basically it. We've not any stuff to start with. We have a boat which doesn't float. It just sits there and looks good. And we have our home set up over here. So we have a trailer with a sleep and wardrobe trigger in it. And we have our little deck beside the river with our barbecue. And this is going to be our home for a while. And a burnt out car. And we also have a couple of bollocks to stop me driving into the river when I'm coming home and not paying attention. So what are we going to do on this series? We're going to build a farm from scratch. We're going to work on getting this plot sorted out. Hopefully expand into the ones around it. We're going to do a little bit of forestry work, but when I say forestry work, I mean cutting down trees and bringing them to the sawmill and selling them. We're not going to be doing productions with them. What I want to do in this series, I want to work south of this road because I have not spent much time on it, the main road across the village. There is a couple of pastures. There's a cow pasture there, there's one there, 112, and there's a sheep and goat pasture there. So we're going to look at building our farm along here, primarily around where we are straight away. Now that's going to take a bit of time because we're not going to have an awful lot of money. You got to realise we do not have any equipment yet. I say yet because we're going to possibly buy a little bit today, but nothing much. Contracts, yeah, we can do them. There is a limit to what we can do, and I'll explain that now if we go and look at the contracts. If we look here, we have bale wrapping, we have mowing, we have, like, when we have multiples, the wood transport will disappear because I've turned them off. We can't just select the 7 mowing contracts and go and do them. We can do 2 at a time, then we have to do something else in between. Now, I didn't set the clock on the right time. We're just on 1. I'll go through that with you now in a minute. It should be on 2. What we're actually going to do, I'll tell you what, I'm going to bump that up because this episode is going to be just an introduction, and we might get into a contract or 2 just to get something on the cards. Need to have a look and see what we have regards equipment. We're buying from the second-hand market for the first 2 years. And then maybe if we've expanded the farm good enough, we will venture into buying new equipment. We're allowed lease. We're allowed to take the borrowed equipment with the contract, but we're only allowed to use it on that contract. We're not allowed to take a mower to do a contract and use for that contract on 5 more. That's not allowed. We have to take the hit on the cost. And we're running hard economy. So the cost will be high enough if we're taking equipment. So we take a look, bale wrapper, 512 we go up to the mowers. Am I on hard economy? I am, yeah. It was a 760, yeah. It depends on the equipment, I suppose, they give you. Yeah, we are. So we're going to try grow the farm down here. We're going to make use of this land. Most likely we will put in a couple of small pastures on it to get us going. Do a small grass field, see what else we need. We'll do that. Forestry work, as I said, I do intend to go out, extend over to this plot here. That's kind of the intention. You can see there's deadwood on it because it obviously comes up as a deadwood contract. I hope when I do eventually buy it, the deadwood trees will stay there, because we're going to have to conform with, we'll do a bridge across. We'll have the bridge pack loaded so we can do a bridge across here. I have the red tape mod will want trees replanted, so that'd be kind of the intention, would be to repopulate this forest area, or maybe we'll turn this into a field. That's not been decided yet. We can start doing forestry work on the far side of the road. Okay, the trees are a bit harder to handle, but let's have a quick look. If we look at the plots around, I mean, this is 69, 70,000. That's not too there. 137 for forestry plot. Quite expensive, but we won't make the money back unless we're doing productions. But we're not going to do productions. It's an overall thing. 76, 59. So yeah, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. Naturally enough, we're kind of stuck for equipment. We'll be stuck for harvest equipment and stuff like that. So it'd be hard to make money on contracts until we have a decent piece of land, or not on contracts, on our own fields, until we have a decent piece of land to do harvest work on and stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to make this start from scratch. There's no real tough goals other than what I've outlined. Products, when they're produced, will be sold. Will we do productions? I don't know. That's being honest with you. If I do, it'll be just with maybe with the dairy. If we buy the dairy on the map and we buy the grain mill on the map, here we go. Perfect time. Here's the train. That's what I was coming up here, hoping the train would go by. Here we go. Right by the train tracks. Look at a hitch a ride. Give me a lift into town. Nope. So yeah, we're going to get into it straight away, I suppose. And what we'll do is let's get over to the dealership and we'll have a look and see what's in the second-hand market. Okay, dealership should be open. 9 o'clock. Let's see what we got. Second hand. Okay, I did have a quick glance through this. Just to be honest with you. We need a tractor because we need to be able to do some work. We've not a lot of money. We've got the balance left after buying the land. I think most of these are way out of our Challenger there. What horsepower is that? This may be our 160. Yeah, that would get us off the mark anyway. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, a winch there if we were going to do forestry work, but we don't have trees at the moment. We have a few around the plot, but we need to re-sow or replant. We'll get hit by the red tape mod if we don't. But look, we're going to have to take the pain if we're clearing the plot. So the Zetter tractor, which is 117, bit too light. What have we got? No, too expensive. We have no money left. Do we even have that? We'd have 5,000 left. The loan is what, 3,366, I think, a month. Deutsch Fair. Another there out of our price bracket. Okay, you can tell I didn't spend a lot of time in here. I literally just went down through the list just to make sure that there wasn't a glitch on it. Sometimes you do get a glitch. Okay, now if we were to go with the Deutsch, it's a maximum 143. Now, you know, I haven't used the Challenger accepting contracts for some time. And it can go to, was it 226, is it? 225. What is the setup for? Setup for 160. It's got the weights on the front. Wheel weights, wide, medium tires. I think we're probably just as well to go with the medium tires. We just go. We can't even change the colour on this year. We can't. No. Challenger 160 HP. What hours are on it? There's 7 hours. That's not bad. Medium tires. 37. What does that leave us with? 37. It leaves us with 20,000. Okay, let's go with that. So we have a vehicle. What are we going to do today? We're going to do something. You know what it's probably going to be anyway. Probably do some mowing contracts. It's a good start. It's a good way to start. Now we need to make sure we have our loan money in. Okay, I said we're allowed to. Of course, I'll go for the biggest one. Why not? I've done this field loads of times. 91. Let's try pick something beside us. That's not too far away. 112. Yeah, let's pick 112. We'll see what time we have to do anything else after we come out of this, because we're going to be kind of, time is up. I put the time up to 5. We're going to run 3-day months times 5, operating hours between 8 and 6. Not going to be we need a mower. What am I doing? I meant to go look at the mowers. Put that down for a second. That's what happens when I go in here. It's shiny things. No. We need something that'll cut properly, not leave a gap. Oh. 3.9, that's okay. Let's check is there anything else there. That's 200 horsepower, 220 straight off. That's the one that drops the SWAT. There's too much stuff to look at when I'm going through these. And what tends to happen is then I tend to get distracted and forget, what did you come in to look for in the first place? Okay. I think we're going to go with that Samas. The side mower. Well, I think there's no choice really. Either that or we lease one. 7,000, that leaves us with 10 in the bank. Okay. Now. So we can do those couple of contracts. That'll give us a bit of money. That'll get us a start. We can also then, if we want to, I don't think there's much point in topping our fields. You know, I'm going to actually just do the repairs on this. 422. Oh, 72. They're not very painted. I'm just thinking, with our fields, we can't do the trees, but we can start clearing the plot. So I did spot when we were going through winch. 8,000. You know what? I think we're better off if we need it just leasing it for now, which we're allowed to do. There's no point in spending that money for something we're going to use very little of. It's a good price on it. And if we were to lease this, it would only cost, yeah, that's a no-brainer. No-brainer. Be mad to spend that money. Okay. We're off with something to do. We're going to go and do this mowing contract. It's down the road here. The beauty of this now is we're going to be in parts of the map I haven't been a lot because we're not on the start farm. I forgot this tractor was only 40 kilometers an hour. You kind of forget. I use this tractor so much on Riverbend Springs at the start. I think that's why I kind of avoided using it in later series when I started recording on PC, started playing on PC. That would have been on PlayStation. I kind of avoided it then because it's such a choice. And granted, I could have probably went in and bought equipment in the second-hand market, or not the second-hand, the new market that would do the same thing, some of the mods. Now, go and try and use equipment that we might not have used before when it comes to the smaller bits and pieces. But then again, we're not tying ourselves into that. We're going to use what we need. This is one of the pastures now I was talking about. We could possibly end up getting. This is a decent width on it. Like it's 3.9 now. I know you can get wider, but there's not many wider ones. There we go. Start making a little bit of money, and it'll be a slow burner. There's no doubt about it. Productions now, as I said, just the barn we have down, like the pack, all the stuff that comes with the map, we could put down the longhouses with the dairies in them if we wanted, but I don't want to be doing Mowing Tom A and stuff like that where the money's going to come in like it was on the other series, really, really fast and lots of it. And I want it to be a proper let's play. I don't want it to be as hard as the Hamlet series I was doing. I want to progress on it, which is why contracts straight away are 100%, and some of the other restrictions I had in on the Hamlet are not on this one. We're not going to have them on this because we want to make a bit of progress. That I can't remember now. I did look and see how much the sheep and goat pen and the cow pens and that held, but we can put down our own ones on our own land for now, and then maybe progress where we buy the likes of the ones that the one we're on now for cattle and the one beside us for sheep or goats. We'll worry about that down the road. That's a bit of a way off on the start out. Like, we're not starting this with an awful lot. Yeah, I remember now. The Challenger. It's not the worst transmission, but if we overload it, it will kind of let us know that it's not a big tractor. Oh, I didn't see the fence. So, yeah, I hope you like the idea of what I'm doing with the start from scratch. I did make it quite clear in the other series that with all the money coming in, it was kind of, yeah, it's getting to the point where, to be honest with you, I was bored with the outcomes, but not bored with the map. And that's why I wanted to stay on the map. And that's why I kept saying I want to do a start from scratch without the productions, without the bits and pieces that were making it so profitable, let's say. Yeah, profitable, I suppose, is the best way to describe it, because we really were making lots of money. Plus the fact that we were doing the experiment with all the cattle on that one. I kind of haven't decided yet if I do start off with cattle at the start. Are we going to do beef, or are we going to do dairy? Well, we'll have to do beef, because unless I put a buildable plot or a cow shed that as a milk tank, we're not going to be able to get milk anyway. So we'd more than likely run with the Charolais cattle, and they're going to take a while to mature. We're probably just going to get to the point where we'll have silage for them, maybe. That'll be it. Not in a rush to be talking about doing TMR or anything like that. It's not part and parcel of a really small farm anyway. So maybe down the road we get a small mixer. Of course, the other thing too, I'm only realising now, is we don't have a loader. And the Challenger doesn't take a loader, so that will be a bit of an issue going forward. Like thinking the winch to pull the trees out of the way, because we're not going to be loading them yet because we won't have enough. And I never even thought that we're not going to have a loader to load them in the first place. So we're making it. Yeah, it's a nice playthrough. I won't say a challenge, because I'm looking forward to building it up. And it does have its challenges, but it's not hard and fast, must achieve this, must achieve that kind of series. It's one I want to have a bit of fun on. I want to explore this end of the map. I want to explore the forest down here. If we do the forestry work where we're tearing trees down and selling the trees, I want to just stick down here. I know it'll mean transporting them all the way up the map to the sell point if they're going to the sawmill, but that's kind of part and parcel of what we're doing. Anyway, I'll work away and get these 2 contracts knocked out. I'll bring you back and see, are we going to do anything else, what the next plans are. It's going to take a bit of time anyway, so there'll be plenty of time gone off the clock by the time they're done. As I said, we're kind of working to the clock between 8 and 6 each day. The only time that'll get changed and extended is in harvest time, if we're under pressure to get work done. But I did set the goal. I did say I'd come in and do ×3 or ×2 for the first episode, and I was planning it out, but we might as well do ×5. We're not going to make the episodes very long. I'm going to keep them short and sweet and feature plenty of bits and pieces in them, rather than, I know we've been in for quite a bit on the segments on this one, but that's purely because we're doing the setup. I want to give you the full rundown on what we're doing, but we'll be trying to keep the episodes to about between 30 and 40 minutes, primarily around 30 minutes. And yeah, try and make sure we've plenty to do to keep them interesting. Time's ticking away. We're nearly up to 2 in the day. 13:46. Run the clock that bit faster. It really does go quick. I nearly finished this one. It's been slow because of the hill. Fairly hilly filled. We're almost there. 97%. There's our old farm on the other side. Wonder if we get contracts around there. I'd say we should. 98. This gas goes 99, then it goes 100 really quick. I don't know why. All the time. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Brought you back in. We're 2% discount if we want to buy this field. I just decided to run that on the mod. It's the better contracts mod. I never used it before. I might actually put it down to 1%. You know what? Let's actually do that. There's no guarantee we're going to be buying this field anyway. It's so far up. Settings, better contracts. Where's the discounting? It's down the bottom, isn't it? No, where it is. There you go. That'll do. Just leave it on 1. I never used it before, but we'll just leave it on 1%. Let's see what happens. Why am I cutting this? Because our time is ticking away. Need to fold it up. Now, let's have a look. Might as well save it on the way through. What are we going to do? We're going to collect them anyway. So 19,000, that's alright. That's not a bad morning's work. Don't want to go too far away because we're going to run out of time. As I said, we're allowed to take the equipment with it if we want. I'm not going to do fertilising straight away. Oh, I wouldn't mind doing a harvest contract, but by the time we get set up, the time is just tick, tick, tick. 23. And that is right beside the dealership, so we're going to do that. I'll get this back to our place. And then I'll get the bits and pieces and get over. I need to get my skates on. They really are under pressure time-wise now. I thought we might be doing 2 contracts, but we won't. We'll only be doing the 1. And that's it. Okay, I'll bring it back in when we're up and running with that contract. Just bringing you back briefly to show you the drive into our farm. Up the bottom. Oh, and we got the train, of course. We're under time pressure. Why wouldn't we have the train? Yeah, we got to wait. Train, get out of the way. Well, this is it. Our drive to our home. I don't even think the mower will fit in the lean-to, will it? No. Will it fit in the shed? I don't think so. I think it's too tall. No. Oh well. So be it. Up it there for now. Now, what did we get with that contract? A truck. Okay, combine, header. Yeah, okay. Right, at least we're getting different equipment. Okay, I just wanted to show you the drive into the farm, bring you back in a little bit. Okay, we're on the field, we're under a bit of time pressure, but that's grand. We can run over if needs be. Yeah, just AI workers, not really going to use them unless we really need them. That'll be down the road. We're just going to do most of the work ourselves. It's quicker anyway. They're not allowed, if you know what I mean. We're allowed to use them. It's just I've no desire to really, when we're small, we won't need to. I don't think we're going to get another contract done in this day. If we do, it'll be a tethering contract or something very small like that. I've turned the straw swat off on these contracts because the straw tends to sit on the field forever. So literally just fair to not see it when you're driving around the map. There we go. So yeah, it's not a big field. I would have done contracts on this, so we'll get through it. But we've delivered the stuff to the co-op. Yeah, the usual spot. That's okay. That's not too far away. Get every bit. Not leaving that there. That's my profit. At 2 litres or whatever it is. I've no GPS on. Don't really need it. I'll do a couple of headlands anyway. Probably 3. It feels a bit messy for doing up and downs. because of the shape of it. But okay, I'll get this knocked out and give you an update at the end, and we'll see what we get when we deliver the materials to the sell point. Almost there. 18 minutes past 5. We're going to finish on time. By the time we deliver it, come on. Yeah, the trailer's not full anyway, so thankfully we don't have to make 2 trips. Although with the Unimog it wouldn't take long anyway. So yeah, productive first day, I have to say. Only 3 contracts, that's about normal. Not 15. You know, like in reality you wouldn't do 15 in a day on a farm. Well, unless all the fields are side by side. I think like certain elements of the game are pretty realistic, but I think the time scale at times can be a little bit, I suppose, because it's so much easier to take the head off a combine, and all the bits and pieces associated with that are just so easy to do. I think I got all the bits on the headlands. There's 1 or 2 little stragglers, I got them all. So yeah, just question. Anyone is still here? We're running hard economy. Should we continue to run hard, or will we just put down to normal and just have a normal type of playthrough? Just to give you an example, the difference in this would be a difference of about, I think it's about €200 of the lease costs. And I think the payment on the contract is, I'll tell you what, what's the payment on the contract? 5964. Let's have a look. I'm not 100% sure. Where are we? Economy, hard. Okay, and we go back and then we just check the payment on the contract then. 5964, so it's nearly 600 quid more. And now the lease cost, does it tell the lease costs in there? It does. Lease cost of 1,040. Let's put it back on hard mode. Gone the wrong way. Yeah, and the lease cost is 200 quid more. For now, we leave it on hard, but yeah, I'd appreciate your feedbacks. What do you think? Should we just run on normal? Make a little bit more progress that way. I kind of haven't got a set length for this series, but I'd say 30 to 40 episodes. We'll see. It's not. I'm not saying we're going to finish at 30. We're not going to finish at 40. We could go on. Depends on how much we're enjoying it. As I said, the other Mechet will be finishing up. We just want to complete our assessment of the cows and the different cows in the barns, and I want to wait until they get milk, and then we'll see who's producing more milk as well, and a few bits like that. So, yeah, all these fields to the right of me are all in game for anything south of this road. It's fair game for purchasing for our farm. We're going to stick around the one area. We're not going to venture up north or whatever. We might actually take a look at doing the compost, just because we didn't do it in the other save. This is just a push through, it is, yeah. I don't need to worry about it. Let's see what bonus we get. Why are we still getting 2% discount? I changed the environmental score penalty. Why? What did I do that I got that? It's not my field. I know that. This happened. I was so caught up in the penalty, I didn't notice what we actually got. We got a bonus. Hold on. Right, what are we doing? We have that complete, so we're going to collect that. We're on 26, so we finished off nicely. Look at that, 20 to 6 in the evening. Let's see, anything come up down here? No, a bag lifter, which we may need, but we haven't got a loader, so no point buying it just yet. So, have we anything else to do in this day? We do not. That is it. I must buy a fishing rod. Where do you actually buy a fishing rod? You know, I haven't bought one. I presume it. Do you find it? You do. You find it in the Highland Fishing Park. Go on, sure, let's buy a fishing rod. I've only ever caught one fish. Right, where's my menu? Cast the fishing rod. Okay. Wait. Is there any fish in our river? It's not looking like it. No. Anyway, I'll learn how to use this. I think I've caught one fish and it came out and that was it. Anyway, guys, that's it. Start from scratch on Mechet. That's our first day done. Yeah, productive enough. And I'm glad now things, I think, will work out different on this save. Running the clock faster definitely keeps you honest. You can't be doing, as I said, loads and loads of contracts. You can only do 2 of a kind in a row and then you have to do something else. Now, we only got 3 done today. I have to say, I probably enjoy this series a lot going forward. There's not too many trees to take down on our plot, but I got to address that soon enough. Because we're running the red tape mob, we need to stay 15 metres back from the riverbank, so we'll probably plant a line of trees along when we're cutting down the other ones and keep away from the river so we don't get penalised for water contamination and things like that. But anyway, if you're here and at the end and you stuck the whole way through, thanks for sticking with me. And if you haven't banged the like button, please do on your way out. Subscribe to follow this series and please leave a comment. Any suggestions? Hard economy, normal economy, any mods you think I should try, what you think I should do, what you think I should not do, greatly appreciated. So until next time, from Mechet, all that's left for me to do is say goodbye for now. Until then, bye bye.